What is going on, everybody? So I'm back today to talk about a new A24 film, not a film from the A24 archive, but a new released A24 film. And I talked about one earlier in the year called Funny Pages that was surprisingly released directly to streaming. It didn't get a theatrical release, and if it did, it was a very limited run. And I was disappointed in that because that movie was so fantastic and really well directed and performed. And the film I'm going to be talking about today is no exception, and that is the film Causeway. Causeway is directed by Lila Neugebauer. A U.S. soldier suffers a traumatic brain injury while fighting in Afghanistan and struggles to adjust to life back home in New Orleans. When she meets a local mechanic, James, the pair begin to forge an unexpected bond. So this film brings us the return of Jennifer Lawrence. I feel like it's been a really long time since I've seen Jennifer Lawrence doing a lot of movies. I feel like she took a substantial break. She was in the film Don't Look Now, but aside from that, I feel like I hadn't really seen her in much recently. And I noticed that she was a producer on this film, which means that she really had a passion behind it. And this film was phenomenal. I really didn't know what to expect from it, and it's a really small scale, intimate character drama that is done so well. At the beginning of the film, you see Jennifer Lawrence. There's a person in a military uniform. He's pushing her in a wheelchair. A lady comes and picks her up. You can tell that she's having difficulty, just walking and performing day-to-day activities. She can't even hardly brush her teeth, drink water. And we get kind of a time jump to where she gets to a point where she can walk around and move around a little bit more normal. And she ends up leaving this at-home care facility where she's living with this nurse and going back home with her mother. And while she's at home, you could tell that she's really dealing with trauma that she faced while she was in the military. And really early on, we're not 100% sure what happened to her. And one day she's out driving. She goes and gets a job as a pool cleaner. And when she gets hired, she's driving home and her truck breaks down. And when her truck breaks down, she ends up taking it to a mechanic that is run by Tyree Henry's character, who says, like, hey, I have to order these parts for you, but I'll take care of it. And he says, can you give me your phone number? And she's like, I don't know my phone number. And you can tell that she has a hard time retaining little bits of information, and he ends up helping her. And the two end up bonding and becoming really close because both of them have experienced really immense forms of trauma in their lives in very different ways. And that brings the two of them together to form this really close friendship. And it's just a really beautiful film about two people finding each other at a very specific moment in their life. And what I loved about this is there is really beautiful conversation in this film, but aside from that, so much of it comes through in just the physicality of the characters' performances. Jennifer Lawrence really is transformative in this film, and just like the way that she looks and the way that she dresses and the way that she acts, it's just a very incredibly nuanced performance that you can really see through how she prepared for this role, that she has experienced this trauma, and she really just gives one of the best performances I've seen from her in several years, just in the way that she delivers her dialogue and just in the way that she performs physically throughout this film, and how you can tell that she has experienced this horrible event. Tyree Henry continues to be one of my favorite actors. I love him in the TV show Atlanta, but every time that he shows up in a film, he's just so charismatic and really amazing. And I feel like he, jumping from role to role to role, just does such an amazing job at shaping himself into whatever role that he's in. And this film, he does such an amazing job, especially delivering these monologues about these horrendous experiences that he's had in his life. And it just really is a phenomenal character study that has some really brilliant cinematography, and it's just a really quiet film. It's not like an in-your-face, over-the-top Hallmark drama. This is a very slice of life, simplistic and real movie that puts you in these characters' shoes. And I am always appreciative of a director that can make a film that can be so impactful with the bare minimum, just giving you this very simplistic story, giving you issues in both of the characters' lives, and being able to so flawlessly execute these stories. And I feel like this is really an amazing movie that if you have an Apple TV Plus subscription, it's streaming over there right now. Pretty sure you can probably rent this on Prime Video as well, but definitely support this movie. It's a really amazing film. I'm disappointed this didn't get a theatrical release because I feel like both Jennifer Lawrence and Tyree Henry give performances that should be nominated for Academy Awards. They're so so subtle and nuanced, and I think that there's something so brilliant about actors and actresses that can give performances that are so nuanced, that feel so realistic, and that takes a very specific and talented type of actor to do that. And both of these performances in this film are two of my favorites of the year. This is a movie that I'm not going to forget about for a very long time, and it's one that I can see myself revisiting several times in the near future. So have you seen Causeway? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought. I thought this movie was absolutely brilliant. It's definitely one of the best films made this year, and I'm looking forward to see where it falls on my favorite films of 2022. As always, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, it helps me out a lot and lets me know the type of content you're looking for. I'm always putting out new material and look forward to getting more out for you in the near future. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.